right, so I want to go over a concept. It says, I'd rather have 10% of a watermelon than to have 100% of a grape, right? I was having an interesting conversation with a friend yesterday, and they posed to me that ownership is above all else. Have your own thing, have your own business. And it's like, and I was thinking, I was like, yeah, but we also sleep on how much money you can make working for someone else, potentially. Not that that has to be the end goal, but it's possible to make $50,000 a month working for someone else. It's possible to make $100,000 a month working for someone else. I know these are numbers that are hard to conceptualize, so let me bring the numbers lower so it could be realistic to you. A salesman, right? Let's say he's selling a $5,000 product, $5,000, right? Every time he's a high ticket salesman, right? So every time he closes the deal, he gets 10% of the deal. So that's $500 goes to him. 4,500 goes to the company. There's also an appointment setter / DM setter. They get 2, maybe 3% of the deal. So $5,000 times 0.03, $150. Every time they put someone's name on a calendar and get them to book a call, and then it leads to a closed deal. So $150 in a day, right? That's just with one client. Potentially two, it could be a $300 day if you get 2 clients. And that's just being an appointment setter. High ticket salesman, it's a $500 day. And if you sell $5,000 products once a day, right? How would you get to that point, by the way? Let's say you make 300 phone calls a day. Let's say you convert 0.01% of those into sales. 0.01%. So you get 3 sales a day, right? So out of 300 people you call every day, you get 3 sales a day, right? 500, that's 1,500 a day. 1,500 times 30, that's a $45,000 month working for another person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, if you want to have your own business, let's say you have a t-shirt product, right? But you're not making any sales. So right now you have ownership over 100% of a grape, right? But isn't it better to have 30% of a watermelon, right? So it depends on you. It depends on what you're maximizing for, right? It depends on the designated outcome. What are you maximizing for? Me, I'm trying to have a $30,000 month. I don't really care how I get there. However I get there is how I get there. $30,000, $50,000 a month. That's great, as long as, my dignity is not for sale. As long as I don't got to sell my soul, do no weird stuff. Cool, $50,000 a month. Whether I make it working for me or working for someone else. Here's another theology. People say, I have to like what I do. There's so much money sometimes in things that you don't particularly like, and then doing that could lead to the money, and the money could lead to you investing in things that you like, right? Later on, potentially, right? Let me give you an industry I don't give a damn about. Concrete. Let's say theoretically, selling concrete could make me $1,000 a day. I don't give a damn about concrete. You know what I'm saying? And right now, there's this person out there who sells concrete for a living. Sells it to other companies. I don't think he's a concrete enthusiast. I don't think he dreams of concrete. I don't think he is fascinated with it. He's like, bro, I'm making $1,000 a day. Like, you know what I mean? So, and this is just a different perspective to say that if the end result is extreme amounts of capital, right? Does it really have to matter what you're doing to produce the money? If you don't particularly like it, does it matter that you don't like it if it's making you $500 a day or if it can make you $1,000 a day? And mind you, right, as a salesman making all these phone calls, right, having a $45,000 month, you could get into sales and get phenomenal, right? And there's courses that teach you how. I'm part of a course. I'm going to highlight that in my next video because I don't want to make this one too long, where they train you up. They have mentorship courses. They have assignments you have to turn in. They evaluate your work, and then they feed you job opportunities in order for you to get hired, right? So I could do something that I don't really care about. Let's say on the worst end, right? On the low end, it's possible as a salesman to make between $3,000 to $8,000. And let me not say salesman, let me say high ticket closer, closing on somebody else's product, right? Because there's companies that have 100,000 followers. They have hundreds and thousands of them inboxing them. They don't have time to message all these people back. That's why they need an appointment setter. That's why they need a high ticket closer. So when they're selling these $5,000 offers, like if I had a $5,000 offer and I had a team of people selling that for me, I will gladly give away a 10% commission. Let's say I have a $10,000 offer, right? and I'm giving 10% commission to my salesman. That's $1,000 in one swoop, right? So you take the same salesman that was attached to a smaller product, right? $5,000. The same salesman that was getting 10% on a smaller cut, 500 off of one client, and he's making $1,500 a day, right? And I'm talking about the top 1% of salesmen. Obviously, this is a high function and high capacity person. Many people don't get to this level, but I'm talking about high performers specifically. So, same scenario, you change the offer, right? Let's say it's a $15,000 product and he gets 10% of the deal. Let's say he gets a smaller percentage. Let's say it's 8% of the deal. Or even 7. I'm interested in seeing what 7 is. Now let's do 8%. 8% of the deal. So he gets 8% of the deal. That's a $1,200 day, right? $1,200 a day. He still gets 3 clients. Instead, he gets 3,600 or whatever, instead of whatever the previous number was. Instead of 1,500, right? So he's getting a lower percentage, but he's getting more output. He's getting 3,600 a day. Let's say he works every day, typically, times 30. $108,000 a month closing sales on behalf of another company that you don't own. Bro, it's powerful. It don't have to be a weak position to work for somebody else. Ownership doesn't have to be the goal necessarily. I guess it depends on what you're maximizing for. But back to this quote, I think it's better to have 10% of a grape, 10% of a watermelon than 100% of a grape. Shit, I'll take, and then imagine if you have 20% of a watermelon, 30% of a watermelon. You know what I mean? You don't own the whole watermelon, but who cares? It's better than a grape, and it's better than an orange, and it's better than a berry, So all depends on what you're maximizing for. Don't think that 100% ownership means, do you want 100% ownership of a t-shirt company that produces $1,000 a month in sales, or do you want to have 10% ownership of a $15,000 product? 10% ownership of a $15,000 product, and you're making $1,500 a sale off of one sale, and that's just one sale, which means if you make 2 sales, you make $3,000 in a month, and that's just 2 sales a month. Imagine if you make 3 sales, 4 sales. Let's project. Hold on, $1,500. Let's say you get 10 sales a month, $15,000 versus your T-shirt business that's doing $1,000 a month. 30% of a watermelon is better than 100% of a grape, in my opinion.